Hello everyone, I am Professor Sagar. In this session, we will discuss about the types of the soils. So we will discuss in depth about what is the classification of the soil. So types of the soil. So in the types of the soil, there are the main 5 to 6 different classes are there. So we will discuss one by one what are the different classes. Suppose the first class is there. So that first class is the name of that class. So that class is based on age of formation. So it is based on age of formation. Like that, there are the different classes, but we will discuss about the based on the age of formation only. So in the age of formation, again there are the different classes. So youthful, mature, and senile. So we will discuss that. The first one is uh, youthful, second one is mature, and next one is senile. Okay, so what is this? The youthful means basically when it is fully pervious. So when the soil is fully pervious, we can call it as a youthful. When uh, when soil has a low permeability, as we know, if the infiltration rate is high, we can say the high permeability is there. Where if infiltration rate is low, we can say less permeable. So when the soil is soil having low permeability or the less permeable, then in that case we can call it as a mature soil. And the last type is senile. Basically when there is no productivity, basically such a kind of soils becomes hard and have very low permeability. So we can't use for the production purpose or to grow any kind of crop in the senile kind of soils. So this is all about the formation based on the age of formation. Then there is a second type or the classification according to the geological process and the formation. So I will write here second type. I will just show with this the second type. The second type is basically based on geological process of formation. Geological process of formation. In this, again there are the different types. So we will discuss the different types. What are those different types of based on geological process of formation? So first type is residual soil. So the first type is residual soils. Now what is meant by residual soils? Actually these such a kinds of the soils are basically formed by disintegration of rock, so because of various actions. So and there are the different examples of residual soils, like red soil can be the example of this residual soil. So in case of red soil, basically when there is a disintegration of this particular parent rock occurs, then such a red soils are formed, which has generally which are in light textured and porous, and they are having different kinds of fertility and have low content of soluble soils. So this is about the red soil. So red soil is an example of residual soils. Even laterite soil is another example of this residual soil. So, and in case of laterite soil, this is porous and well drained, but it has a lack of common nutrients in case of laterite soil. So the red soil and laterite soil, these are the Indian soils. So basically these are the examples of this residual soil. Second type we can mention here. The second type is alluvial soil. So alluvial soil. Now in case of alluvial soil, alluvial soils are generally formed by deposition by waterborne material. So because of waterborne material, when the deposition of soil occur, so it is called as alluvial soil. So actually they are found in Indo-Gangetic plains. So alluvial soils are very fertile actually, and they absorb a fair percentage of the rainfall and also act as a good source of groundwater reservoir. So this is all about the alluvial soil. The next type of soil is Aeolian soils. Okay, so one by one we will discuss in depth about each and every class of the soil, so that we will have a clear understanding of those terms. Aeolian soil. So this Aeolian soil is basically formed by deposition by wind action. So when because of the wind, what happens? The soil gets there occur disintegration, and because of the wind force, and such a soil forms. So it is called as Aeolian soil. Next type of the soil is colluvial soil. So the next one is colluvial soil. These colluvial soils are generally formed by deposition by rainwash. Generally, when rainfall occurs, so in that case, what happen? The soil erosion occur basically, but it gets deposited at a particular location, and we can call that location as where the soil will get deposited and the layer of soil will get formed. So that entire layer of the soil we can call it the colluvial soil. So this is all about the colluvial soil. The next type after this colluvial soil is uh, glacial soil. So this glacial soil is basically when glaciers get transported from one location to another, and because of the deposition of glaciers, such a kind of the soil gets formed. Then again there are the few more types in the same point, that is geological, based on the geological process of formation. So the next type of the soil is volcanic soil. So this is volcanic soil. So in this volcanic soil basically uh, they are ash deposits because of volcanic eruptions. So when volcanic eruptions occur, and because of that deposition, whatever the material comes out because of volcanic eruptions, so that material gets deposited, and then such a forms will get generated called as volcanic soil. The next type of the soil in the same class is about the that is a very general, but because plan or clay plan we can say, we did not to mention. Actually these are impervious hard layers formed due to the compaction or cementation by calcium carbonate or silica. So in this way there are the different subtypes we can say, in on the basis of geological process of formation. Then we will go towards the main type again in the types of the soil. The next type is classification based on EC, that is electrical conductivity. Then ESP, that is exchangeable sodium percentage, and pH. So the next type of classification is based on EC, that is electrical conductivity, exchangeable sodium percentage, and pH. So now based on this there are the different types. So what I will do, I'll mention these types here. What are those different types, or there is a classification also. So I can mention here, like suppose there are the three types based on what kind of electrical conductivity is there, exchangeable sodium percentage, and pH value. So we can make a table over here actually. So from that table we can understand very easily. So I can open the Excel, so it is very easy to know about this particular, or we can write here also, that is not an issue. Suppose basically if EC, that is electrical conductivity, is greater than 4000, that is micro MHO per centimeter, then, and second condition is that if ESP is less than 15 and pH value is less than 8.5, then we can call such a soil, I will just write equal to, we can call such a soil as saline soils or white alkali, when the same values, like suppose in second case, if EC is less than 4000, and ESP is greater than 15, instead of less than 15, if it is greater than 15 and pH value is in between 8.5 to 10, then in that case we can call such a soil as alkaline soils. Okay, non-saline alkali or sodic soils or black alkali. So these are alkaline soils. Okay, so these are the two types, and the last type in the same, based on the EC, ESP and pH, is basically saline alkaline soil. So this saline alkaline soil is basically combination of both. When EC is greater than 4000, it means that it is like saline soil. EC is greater than 4000. Then ESP is greater than 15. So ESP is greater than 15 is like alkaline soil. And the last condition is pH. Suppose pH is less than 8.5, means less than 8.5 like saline soil, then such a soil we can call it as a saline alkaline soil. So saline alkaline soil. Then so these are the main three types. There are the few more types. So what I will do, I'll just take this side. So there are the few more types. The next type I will mention. So basically the next type is based on the soil classification on the basis of particle size. So that on the basis of particle size, that is the last type, particle size. So I will just mention here the last type, which is based on particle size, on the based on particle size. So in this basically in this classification, this kind of classification is also called as classification based on texture. So it is also called as textural classification or based on particle size. So there are the main three types: sand, silt and clay, and subtypes are also there. So I will just mention here what are the subtypes. So the first type is basically coarse sand. So coarse sand, and this is all depend on what kind of particle size it has. So if particle size vary between 2 to 0.2 mm, so in that case we can call it as a coarse sand. There is another type, subtype, we can say the fine sand. So when we can call it as a fine sand, if it varies from 0.2 to 0.02 mm. The next type is basically, so it is the next type is silt, or next subtype we can call. So when the particle size is 0.022 mm, so in that case we can call it as a silt. This is fine sand. Okay, now it looks clear. Then the last type is here. The last type from, or the last subtype we can say, is clay soil. Clay soil, you know, it is very fine sand. When the diameter is less than what is mentioned here is 0.002 mm. So we can call it as a clay soil, which has which is very less permeable, because the particle size is too less. So the more compacted soil is there, and that's why less infiltration will occur. Whereas the maximum infiltration will occur in case of coarse sand. So infiltration rate decreases from this coarse sand towards clay soil. And actually this such a classification is called as textural classification. We'll have a more clear idea if we see United States Department of Agricultural classification of this textural classification. They have developed one chart, so I'll just open that chart over here, and from that chart actually we'll have the more clear idea. So what I will do, I'll just I will open that chart. Okay, so this is a chart developed by United States Department of Agriculture. I have taken this particular image from this website. Actually, I should give the credit to the people from where actually I have collected the image. Second thing is that now in this classification, how and why it is so colorful, and there are so many types, and what is the meaning of this clay, sand, and silt. As you know, there are the main three types in this particular classification: sand, silt, and clay. Now when you go to the field and when you collect the soil sample, you will observe that in that soil sample you will never get only clay soil, only sandy soil, or only silty soil. Most of the time it is the combination of these three soil: clay soil, sand soil, and silt soil. Then when it is a combination and you will get a variety of the combinations, then how can we nomenclature it, how can we name it, whether it is clay soil, whether it is silty soil. So for that purpose only, on the basis of the percentage of such a classes, clay, sand, and silt, there are again subtypes, and so these are the subtypes. So now how can we find out this subtype? When you go on the field and collect the soil sample, by using sieve analysis you can find out how much percentage of, suppose if you collect a sample of 1 kg, say in 1 kg, suppose if you get around 20% of the clay, so suppose this is a 20% of clay, and suppose if you get 40% of sand, and secondly if you get 60% of silt. So 20 clay, 40 sand, and 60 silt. So I will draw the line so that you will understand. As I mentioned, 20 is clay, so I will draw the line at 20. So this 20 I can extend from this point towards this point. So this is 20. Second, I told that 40 is sand, so we can extend line from this 40 towards this. And lastly silt, 60. So 60 is here. So from this point actually I can draw the line. So 60, this is straight line. Okay, now when you extend this line, okay, this line goes to here, and you can extend line up to here or up to here only, but we should extend up to here only because we should see the combination. So it comes under silt loam. Why? Because if you see, so this is the point actually for the 40 also. So from this we can take here also this 40, we can go this side, but we can't go to the loam because another line is coming from this point only. So it will come here, this 20 will meet here, and this 40 also, this also represents 40, but 40 from sand. So we'll get the combination over here, and this combination comes under silt loam. So we can call it as a silt loam soil. We can take another example also. Suppose another example is, suppose a simple example we can say, in which suppose say like 10% or 20% of clay is there. So this is the line I will just draw. Suppose 10, 70 and 30 is there. So 10 is this one, 70 is this one, and from this 30, so 30, so you can extend the line exactly over here, and where it meets to this point. So all these 3 points come together, this, so this is called as sandy loam. So in this way basically we decide the combination. So this is the sandy loam. So in this way basically we do the textural classification. This is the last type of the soil, but this is the most important type of soil classification. So in this particular session we have discussed about the different types of the soils. There are the main types as classification according to the age of formation, classification according to the geological process of formation, classification which is based on EC, that is electrical conductivity, exchangeable sodium percentage, and pH, and the last type is about classification based on particle size. It is also called as textural classification. So these main types of the classifications we have discussed in today's session.